In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the rear right door glass off a Jeep Wrangler. So this will be 2011 through 2018. It's a JK series. So we already have the door panel off. It's pretty easy to remove it. I'm not going to have a video on it. And you don't need to remove the door, it's just our door is off already, so we were taking stuff off of it like this. If you're going to be removing the door panel, it's pretty easy. There's going to be a little plastic clip that on the door panel itself. You just pop that out and there's going to be a screw inside. I believe it was a Phillips. And then there's going to be a little silver trim with the 2 Allen wrench screws. You take those out and there's going to be 2 screws beneath Phillips. And then in this area you're going to have I think it was like 2 or 3 Phillips. So that's pretty easy, and then it just pops out. It's all on clips. They're kind of rough to pop out, so you kind of have to kind of pull on it pretty hard. So we already skipped that part. So we're going to be taking apart the whole window regulator system to get the glass out. We're using a T30 Torx. Alright, so now we're using a 10mm socket. Just press on the red pin and it's going to unlock it. It's like a locking pin. So now once you remove the window regulator motor, the window's going to be basically you can move it now. Alright, so now we're going to remove the weather seal. We're going to lower the glass. It's going to be a little bit easier. The trick is kind of you press down. So in our case the door is down, obviously laying down, so we're pressing down and they kind of pop out. It's going to be clipped in these areas right here. It usually helps if you have the glass down as well. Alright, so this is how you unlock the glass. So this is from the inside. So we're using 2 screwdrivers. It's gonna be kind of hard to get this. So that right there, that's the one that pops into the glass. There's a hole in the glass. So that right there is the rail that holds it on the window regulator that slides up and down, and that locks in the glass to it. It's like a plastic bracket. So with these 2 screwdrivers, the way we put them in, it kind of raises it up, and now we have to lower the window regulator down, and it's going to unlock the glass. So if you have the window regulator and you have power, you could just lower the glass down. Since the door is off, we're not really applying power to it. So we did it manually by pressing down on the screwdrivers or the flatheads, and one pulled up the glass slightly and it popped out basically. I unlocked it. It's kind of tough to see it right now, but you see it popped out right there out of the hole. Alright, so now we're going to remove this whole window regulator assembly. We're using a 10mm socket. slide it towards the front of the car. We're using a T30 Torx. We're going to remove the harness off the door panel, or the inner panel. Just feed the cables through, one at a time. So this is the window regulator, and that's the tab right there that locks in, basically a pin that locks into the glass. This is the hole. So we use two fly heads in the middle or on the sides of it to lift it off of it. So that locks it in. So now we're using a 10mm to remove this bolt. Alright, so once you remove this 10mm bolt, now we're removing the small little side glass. So this side glass is held by one 10mm bolt, and it's all rubber seal after that, so weather seal.
Что мы дальше?
Alright, so this is your glass. So this was our first time removing this glass out of a Jeep. Technically, you don't have to remove this whole assembly, just the window rail, and make sure you unlock the glass, and you could just do it that way. Alright, so now we're removing the actuator. We're using a T30 Torx. Alright, so now we're using 8mm with the extension to remove the door handle, the outer door handle. Alright, so door handle is pretty easy to remove. We're disassembling the whole door, so it's kind of, some steps you could skip them, so it just depends what you're doing, but that's one of the ways to take stuff off this door.